In America, the average healthy lifespan ends around age 66. For many people, everything after that becomes a slow slide into pills, procedures, and losing independence year after year. But in Japan, the story looks very different. Japan has more than 95,000 people aged 100 and older, many of whom are still mentally sharp, physically active, and walking to the grocery store on their own. So what's their secret? It's not magic. It's not perfect genetics. And it's definitely not expensive supplements. Since 1928, Japan has practiced a nationwide daily movement routine, a simple series of gentle exercises done by children, adults, and seniors alike. No equipment, no gym, just a few minutes a day that builds strength, balance, and confidence over a lifetime. In this video, I'll break down 6 of those exact movements, show you how to do them safely at any fitness level, and explain how they help you age stronger, not slower. Before we begin, drop your name and where you're watching from in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. We'll start with a movement that's been used by Japan's strongest athletes for over 1,500 years. It's called shikadachi, or the sumo stance, and it builds the exact leg strength older adults need for everyday life. Standing up from chairs, climbing stairs, maintaining balance, and preventing falls. Stand with your feet about twice shoulder width apart. Turn your toes outward at roughly a 45-degree angle. Slowly lower your hips straight down, as if sitting between your legs rather than behind them. Keep your chest open and your spine tall. If needed, place your hands on your thighs for support. Start by holding for 20 to 30 seconds. As you get stronger, work up to 1 or 2 minutes. You'll feel this in your quads, glutes, and inner thighs, muscles most people lose touch with after age 50. These are your independence muscles. When they're strong, you move with confidence. When they're weak, everyday movements become risky. Biomechanics studies show this stance activates more leg muscle than traditional squats while placing less strain on the joints and helping reopen stiff hips from years of sitting. Next, we shift focus to balance, the quiet system that saves you from injury every single day. This movement comes from traditional karate and mimics the way a cat gently tests the ground before leaping. Stand with one foot lightly forward, touching the floor with just the ball of the foot, as if it were a cat's paw. Keep about 70% of your weight on the back leg. Both knees stay softly bent, and your hips face forward. It may feel awkward at first, and that's exactly the point. This stance activates deep, stabilizing muscles in the ankles, hips, and core, the same muscles that prevent slips and falls on uneven ground. Hold for 20 to 30 seconds on each side, using a wall or chair for safety. Over time, you can add gentle arm movements or small weight shifts to challenge your stability. Japanese physical therapists often use this stance to retrain balance after injury because it's so effective. Now let's take things down to the floor to reset posture from the ground up. For centuries, people in Japan sat in a kneeling position known as seiza during meals, ceremonies, and meditation. Kneel on a soft surface with your knees together. Fold your feet underneath you so the tops of your feet rest on the floor, and gently sit back onto your heels. Keep your spine tall but relaxed. If your knees or ankles feel tight, place a cushion or yoga block between your hips and heels. That small adjustment makes a big difference. This position stretches tight hip flexors and quads, the muscles that pull the body into a hunched, aged posture over time. It also activates deep core and spinal stabilizers that switch off when we sit in chairs. Start with 30 seconds to 1 minute and gradually build up to 3 to 5 minutes a day. Done consistently, it quietly reshapes how you sit, stand, and walk. Once posture begins to improve, it's time to go deeper, not just into the body, but into the nervous system itself. Zazen, or seated meditation, is more than just sitting still. Sit cross-legged on the floor with a firm cushion under your hips to elevate them slightly. Imagine a string lifting the crown of your head toward the ceiling. Let your shoulders relax, tuck your chin slightly, and rest your hands gently in your lap. Then breathe naturally. This position activates deep core muscles like the transverse abdominis and multifidus, which protect the spine and improve balance. At the same time, studies show Zazen stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, the part of the brain that tells the body it's safe to rest and heal. Practice daily. It lowers stress hormones, improves sleep, and helps with pain regulation. Start with 5 minutes a day and work toward 15 or 20 minutes over time. With your core awake and your nervous system on your side, it's time to rebuild outward strength through the legs. This next stance was used by samurai warriors and karate masters, but today it's about training for independence, not combat. Stand with your feet wider than shoulder width, keeping them parallel rather than turned out. Bend your knees and lower your hips as if sitting on a horse. Keep your spine tall and your core engaged. Hold for 20 to 30 seconds, repeating 2 or 3 times. Over time, build up to 1 or 2 minutes per hold. This stance strengthens the muscles that prevent side-to-side falls, improves how the hips and knees track together, and enhances proprioception, your body's sense of position in space, which naturally declines with age. Finally, we bring everything together with a deceptively simple movement often called the Great Revealer. Stand with your back flat against a wall, feet about 12 inches forward and shoulder width apart. Slowly slide down until your knees are bent at about 90 degrees, as if sitting in an invisible chair. Hold for 30 seconds while breathing deeply and evenly. Over time, work up to 2 or 3 minutes. This activates endurance muscle fibers that support posture and standing, improves circulation in the legs, and helps maintain bone density. It's also your progress tracker. If your hold time improves, your strength is improving. You don't need to do all 6 movements every day. A realistic routine takes just 5 to 7 minutes. In the morning, spend about 2.5 minutes with 30 seconds of Seiza, 1 minute of Zazen, and 30 seconds per leg of the cat stance. In the evening, do 1 minute of the sumo stance, 1 minute of the horse stance, and finish with a 2-minute wall squat. No gym, no impact, no excuses. Just small daily actions that compound into strength, balance, and confidence over time. This is the Japanese principle of Kaizen, small consistent improvements that lead to powerful change. If you've made it this far, drop your name, age, and where you're watching from in the comments. I read every one, and I'll be sending a printable cheat sheet of all 6 movements to a few viewers. Your future self will thank you for starting today.